Up, you guys, we are back, and today we are going to be doing a very interesting video.
I know, this is straight out of Kentucky. Have you guys been hearing the case of the sheriff that shot the judge? I saw this yesterday. I was like, what? The case of the phone number, the
Well,
sheriff.
tell them the story.
Oh,
tell them the story the way you told me the story yesterday with the plot twist and everything. tell
I know,
them the
so
story.
you were stunned,
I
right?
was gagged. I was like,
So, like this sheriff, of course, you know the sheriffs that are with the judge all the time,
so this
right?
was
So
the
they were
personal sheriff.
yes, and I mean they were friends. They went out to lunch together. In fact, they had just had lunch with each other and some other people who work, you know, in the judges' chambers or whatever. And some people overheard the judge ask the sheriff, "Are we good? Do you need to come to my chambers?" And the sheriff was like, "Yeah." And so that was after lunch, right? And so the sheriff goes to his chambers, and when they're there, the sheriff is on his phone, and then, you know, puts his phone down and asks the judge
For his phone.
"Can I use your phone?" And he uses the judge's phone, I guess scrolls down, I guess sees his daughter's phone number, calls his daughter's phone number, the sheriff's
Daughter.
teenage daughter's phone number was in the judge's phone. So when he called the number, I guess the daughter picked up. Now, I don't know what that daughter said to her daddy. She didn't know it was the father on the phone. She obviously thought it was the judge that was on the phone. And probably based on how she answered the phone, this man had an emotional disturbance. That's what his attorney is calling it. And he grabbed his gun. Now, if he didn't have his gun, he probably will have got into, like, you know, fight.
No, I think he was.
But he had
still.
his gun.
Ooh.
He had his gun on him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he, pow.
How many times?
It seemed like 2 times.
You saw the video?
Yes, the video's up. And then it seemed like the judge was still alive. So he goes around, he looked like he wanted to go out the door, he turned back around like he's hearing something, and then he shoots 3 more times. So he wanted to make sure that Judge Mullins was no more. And it was horrifying because in the preliminary hearing that they had, where they do this hearing, the preliminary hearing is done to see if this case is going to go to courts, like go through to a grand jury and all that stuff. And yeah, it's going all the way. It's going. So they did do the preliminary hearing, and so the judge's family was there, and they were crying, they were sobbing to see, you know, I don't know if that was his wife. Seemed like an older woman. She was just crying, and a younger one comforting her. But yeah, to see that they showed that the family to leave, but
I don't know if
they saw that. And then the teenagers, they said there were 2 teenage girls on the sheriff's side. So I guess maybe the daughter was there too. The sheriff's daughter was there. And they said they were just, you know, just neutral. But I mean, I don't know, like,
I don't know why. Anyway, I don't want to say.
I don't know why a teenage daughter's number will be on the judge's phone. Now, if they were friends like that, does this sheriff know the judge to be somebody who has young women's phone number in his phone, right? And he was like, I'm fine with that, but until it became my child. Now, it's like, and then probably he's thinking, wait, I know what this man is up to with these girls, right? And so when he saw that the daughter's phone number, but my thing too was, how did he know to ask the judge? Something probably would have happened.
No,
maybe somebody told him something and he's like, no, it can't be. And then he go and look at the man's phone. And then he's like, what? And then he called the daughter. Maybe the daughter answered the phone like, hey daddy, or hey baby, or some nonsense.
No, I feel like maybe what happened was he had gotten a peek into what maybe his daughter was going through or doing at home. Maybe he had been listening, because sometimes parents can be a little nosy. Maybe he was listening, aired on in the door or something like that, and then he maybe what she called or whatever, he had a suspicion, but he didn't know. He thought maybe
she called the judge by name, and then she says, "Oh, I have a friend that name," and he was like, or something.
Yeah, so I think maybe that's what happened, because maybe he saw it at home and stuff, because why would you go to lunch, right? And the judge is asking if we're good. Like, unless you had come to work with this salacious information.
Right.
Right? Because my thing is, if the father, already knows, hey, the judge has my daughter's contact information, it's not a big deal, hey, this is uncle, whatever, there would be no reason for him to shoot him.
Right.
It obviously had to be some seedy, sexual stuff that made this man shoot.
Maybe he saw it on the text.
I'm sorry, fathers don't go and shoot a man randomly unless you a drug dealer or you a pimp or whatever the hell.
Or you do something to their child.
Right.
Or you do something to their child.
This man was a sheriff. He was an upstanding citizen of the law. He was a part of the law. Why would he go and shoot a judge if this man didn't go and violate his daughter? That's what I'm personally thinking.
Or maybe
allegedly
was crying or something. Something had to have happened. Now,
it could have been a scene right out of Crazy Stupid Love. Remember when this girl was taking photos for the old guy, and she wrote the name, and he went and beat up the dad?
Yeah. And he did not know. What if it's something like that too, though?
Because fathers, a sheriff, a father, don't just go and shoot his boss for nothing.
He would have investigated. I'm thinking, but then, okay.
Because that's his whole
job. This is a twist that I found out later on. After you left the room, this is a twist. Now, I don't know if maybe the man just lost it or whatever, but there's a twist to it. Now, they said that when the sheriff surrendered himself out there to the police, right? When he surrendered himself out there, he said to the officer, he said, please check on my wife and kid. They're trying to kidnap my wife and kid. So they were like, well, did he just have maybe some mental breakdown or whatever and falsely think that this judge did something to his daughter, but whatever?
Is there something mentally wrong with him? Is that what his lawyer is saying? Or is that a medical fact?
No, they said he did say that to an officer. But my thing is this.
How do you shoot your boss?
This is what I'm thinking. This is what I thought.
Something don't smell right.
What if after he had done it, right? All of a sudden you're walking outside, you're like, oh my God, what did I just do?
So you go and shoot him 3 more times?
No. This is after you've done the 3 times.
Oh, okay.
You're walking to go surrender. That's when it all rushes in now, like, oh my God. And so you make up this story, like trying to make up stuff, like they're trying to get my kid, my wife and kid. So you make up that kind of lie because now you're in that you had a span of craziness, but now sense has returned in a sense. That's why I really think. But that whole thing about, because they asked the investigator, was his daughter's number in the judge's phone? And the investigator was like, yes.
Let's not hope there's no pedophilia. Because that's what I put my money on.
If I was the wife, but I heard that,
I would not be crying. Well, listen, everybody grieves differently. Obviously, you've lost your man.
Yeah. When you actually see it, because she was actually seeing it, I don't think they should have shown that while she was there. They
Oh,
showed
so
her
they
after
showed
to
him
leave.
actually dying. Now,
No,
if-
they didn't see because when he shot him later on when he went back to shoot him,
So
he
they
was
saw-
under the desk.
so they showed.
So you couldn't really see him after that.
So she saw the shooting video.
But she did see the shooting, but you can't see the judge at that point.
Okay, so for that I will cry. But if
Yeah.
it comes out that my man was out here having violating or grooming a teenage child,
Yeah.
you will not see my ASS
I don't know if
at
it's
no
going
trial.
that far. Well, yeah, I
No,
know.
I'm
I know
just
what
saying,
you're saying.
if I actually have evidence and I know, I'm not going to go. What's the word?
like go to the trial.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's just like
show
those
up.
men in France who went and was who was raping this woman or whatever,
Oh, yes.
who was unconscious. Like if
Yes.
if my husband was one of the men who went and did that, I'm not going to
the
your
trial,
trial.
no.
Like we get in divorce papers, and you'll be
Yes.
lucky if you ever see your kids again
Yeah.
in this life or the next. Like
Yeah, I know. I hear what you're saying.
so, if that's the case, then
Huh,
I
so
wouldn't.
this is-
If that's the case, then
Yeah.
I wouldn't be crying. But if
Now-
even if my husband had did all that, it still will hurt me to see him die. Because it's kind of like
Being
it's
shot.
like you're grieving all of these feelings, like
All
all
over
these
again.
years and
All
stuff
over
like that.
again,
And you're
yeah.
thinking about all these memories, and then you're like, oh my god,
And I
was it a
hope
lie?
that wasn't the daughter who was sitting there, the one who was sitting next to the older woman.
Oh
who
my
was
god, the
crying.
guilt the daughter will now feel because my daddy going to jail, my supposed lover has been murdered, and this is all because of me.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't even know if he has
I'm
even
not
gotten
saying-
that far. I don't even know if he's even going that far. Maybe it was just preliminary things.
This is
or,
all pure speculation. This
Like-
is what I have made up in my own mind.
like you
of
just
the scenario.
wonder, like. So anyway,
That's a lot. That's a lot for a
it's
teenager
a
to deal
lot.
with.
It is a
And you know,
lot.
sometimes
It is a
teenagers,
lot.
young people, sometimes they don't think. You know,
At the end of the day, it's a minor.
the frontal lobe
It's
does
a
not
minor.
develop until 26. Mine just developed. You know what I'm saying? So
I
at
mean,
a teen,
they say at the age of 25, but I give till the person is actually 26.
okay, so mine just developed last year.
But some people they give it up to that time, but some people it develops before that, right?
Oh my god.
It might be developed before that, but man, this is going to be. Listen, all I know is when this trial comes out, I will be listening.
Oh, for
to it.
sure, for
You
sure.
all who are out there in Kentucky, what is going on? And then you know what? The other thing we found out, people were wondering how come those cameras are all there in the judge's chamber, that we were able to see all of that. You know what? We came to find out. There was a sheriff's deputy before who had actually SA'd an inmate in that chamber before. And that's why they put cameras there. And so that's how we were able to see this whole thing that happened. Because in the past, I was like, what in the world going on in that Kentucky place?
What is going on in America actually? You know, just from seeing it all here in Tanzania, it's quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know, we're having the
So-
2 hurricanes, the
Oh, I know.
wartime,
We just want to say for you guys who are there, North Carolina, Georgia, I
South
had friends
Carolina.
in Georgia and North Carolina. I was frantically calling them. Florida, yes, South Carolina, right?
Yeah, my friends there
You
too.
guys, please be safe. Please
Yeah.
be safe. I hope you guys evacuated, as the authorities said, for you all to evacuate. For those who don't have it to evacuate, look, there are times they were evacuating places, and sometimes you just don't have the money to go anywhere. Our prayers are with you all. Our prayers are with you all.
Absolutely.
But you
Yeah,
guys,
y'all.
get down in the comments. If you guys have more information about this, please let us know.
Yes, you guys. Well, we'll see you guys on the next video.